Okay, introducing on my show now. The interviews keep on coming. Introducing my next special guest. Had him on my show before, no stranger. It's Gareth Dunlop. Welcome to my show.
Hey, thanks for having us back on.
Lovely. No worries. How's today treating you?
Not too bad. I'm glad it's Friday. I gotta tell you, it's been a crazy couple of weeks rehearsing and getting everything lined up for the next couple of weeks ahead. So, yeah, today's good.
Sure. Happy weekend to you. Where are you in the
Mm.
world right now?
I'm here at home in Belfast,
Of
beautiful
course,
Belfast.
yes. I remember a previous interview where it says you're Belfast, born and bred, born and raised.
Yep, yep, yep.
Cool. And how long have you been singing for, performing for? Just for the benefit of my listeners who haven't heard my interview with you before. Um,
Mm.
and additional to that question, has music always been a big part of your life?
I've been into music, I guess, since I was around 14. I picked up a guitar and yeah, quickly just became addicted. And yeah, I've just had a love affair with creating music and writing songs ever since, really. Um, was it always part of my life? No, I don't think so. I don't come from a particularly uh, musical background growing up. It kind of took me by surprise that I kind of gravitated towards music. It wasn't something when I was super young that I thought I was ever going to kind of fall into. My parents aren't particularly musical, so yeah, it kind of took me by surprise.
Right, yeah. Have you had to make any big sacrifices to get to where you are now?
Yeah, I guess the hardest sacrifice, and this is true for anybody who has to leave home for long periods of time, is uh, not being around my family as much as I'd like to be. It's every time I leave for tour or for work or for a studio commitment, it's always a new bridge to cross with the kids. But the one thing is when I'm home, I try to really protect that time and really ring fence that time in. So when I'm home, I am very much home.
That's good. Juggling, life's a balance, isn't it? Just juggling work commitments and family life as well.
It is. It's a juggle. It's a juggle for everybody.
Hmm. Right, going straight into it, we are really here to promote your new single, Going Down Swinging. What's the meaning behind this song?
So I actually wrote "Go Down Swinging" for my daughter, Joni. Yeah, without going into too much detail, she had taken a knock to her confidence, and I wanted to write her something that she could kind of scream out, almost a defiant, celebration, her own little anthem. That's where the song started.
Nice, and I believe there's a music video to this track. And
There is.
if I stand correct, it features your daughter as well. She stars in it, an 80s inspired music video.
It does, yeah. When I wrote the song, I kind of knew in my head that I wanted her to be in the video in some way, whatever way she was comfortable with, even if it was with her back to the camera for a split second. I just kind of I wanted her to be involved in it in some way. And yeah, when we were kind of workshopping ideas for what the video could be, she, she put up her hand. She's like, "No, hey, I'm going to be the star. I'm going to do this,"
Hmm.
and she absolutely killed it. Like I couldn't be prouder of her. And we had such a great time making the video together, and it was a good time.
Seems like a fun video. She certainly does come across as being a natural, put it that way.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more.
Mm. Brill. On your track as well, the Going Down Swinging, I couldn't help but notice the catchy little click track on there as well.
Yeah, so that's kind of a Bontempi little electronic loop that we kind of pulled together. We kind of went down, I guess, like an 80s Casio kind of road that
Yeah.
and little loop kind of plays throughout and then morphs into the full drum kit, which takes
Mm.
over and the two kind of worlds kind of intertwine and
Yeah.
play off one another.
Yeah, so just an observation, but reminds me of some music from the 80s, like early 80s, that click track. And then you go into your rocky
Yeah.
sounds, your nice vocals, and then you really show off your kind of like rockier side on your vocals as well as you get into the chorus.
Yeah, it was very, it was a decision in the room at the time when we were cutting it. We wanted to try to lean in to that kind of 80s aesthetic, I guess. I grew up, but older brother and two older sisters, so I kind of the sounds of the 80s kind of permeated my existence as a kid growing up hearing it, in the other bedroom. So yeah, it's almost like, going down those avenues and finding those sounds and those colors.
Mm,
It's almost like a comfort blanket to me. I
yeah.
just love it.
It's sure what they say about the 80s as well. Even the people who don't, who are not too keen on the decade, there's always a song that they can relate to. So much music back then, wasn't there?
There really was. There were such great songs getting written. You can be into the vibe or how they're put across, or not. But the songs and the lyrics and the melodies
Mm.
always seem to stand the test of time.
Mm. And your daughter as well pays kind of like her tribute to the 80s. I think it's Madonna or Cyndi Lauper. She's
Yeah,
dressed as.
she is. Yeah, that was exactly right. When we were kind of figuring out what we were all going to wear for the video, and yeah, we definitely went down the avenue of, yeah, as you say, Madonna, Cyndi Lauper, all that good stuff.
That's great. And going down swinging, it's well received, hitting up to 30K on the old Spotify listens.
Yeah, that's incredible. It's always, putting out new music. You're never too sure how it's going to go over, and you kind of hope that the people are gonna buy into it. And I guess writing songs, that's all you can kind of hope for. That
Mm,
you write something that resonates with yourself, and if it can resonate with other people, then it's mission accomplished.
yeah. Just wanted to ask, with the listener figures, are they a good guideline to just like gauge meter?
Yeah, I mean, I think they can be. Like the world today of music and how it's consumed is a strange one. I mean, I've been doing this for long enough to remember, selling my own CDs out of the boot of my car, and now, with Spotify and Amazon and Apple and
Mm,
all that stuff, I think on one side it's great because music can be so accessible to so many, and yeah, seeing those figures, it's it's great. It can tell you how many people are kind of buying into what you're doing. It's yeah, it's really encouraging.
good. Reassuring as well for you.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Nice. Not forgetting tracks as well, like your previous smash hits, Wrap Your Arms Around Me and The Devil Like You, hitting the 6 million mark almost as well.
Yeah, that's just crazy. I mean, songs start out with absolute, silence and then turn into something. And I'm not too sure. I'm still mystified by how that works, how songs get created. I'm still very
Mm,
romanced by the whole process of it, and to have songs that I've written reach that many people is it's kind of mind blowing.
mm. Quite phenomenal, really, isn't it?
It really is.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, when I looking back when I started out, at 14, I don't think I ever thought back then that the road would lead to that kind of stuff happening.
Good, good for you. And I wanted to ask who have been your inspirations over the years, the decades? I know Bob Dylan may have been as well.
Dylan was a big one.
Mm,
Before Dylan, it was all guitar based music. It was Hendrix and Clapton and Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, stuff like that. I was very attracted to the guitar hero side of things. And then yeah, I caught the songwriting bug, and I think that was through discovering artists
mm,
like Dylan, like Neil Young and John Martin, and stuff that just really kind of spoke to me.
mm.
Lately, I mean, it's constantly and ever evolving. There's so much great music that's being released all the time. At the minute, it's Bleachers, Maggie Rogers, McGee, Orlando Weeks, so a lot more alt pop based stuff.
Sure. Wanted to ask as well quickly, Leonard Cohen, did you ever look up to him? Because he was quite poetic in his
He was,
works.
it's what I mean. I am familiar with a lot of Leonard Cohen stuff, but it's one of those artists that I never did a deep dive on, you know, and
Mm,
I've got so many friends and who are just completely obsessed, you know, and it's been on the list for a long time to you know go and find a great Leonard Cohen record and you know turn the lights down and stick it on and really bury myself into it.
mm. I know, like Hallelujah, that's perhaps one of his most covered tracks, but he had a great catalogue that people, just say, haven't really rediscovered.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, Hallelujah, it's a masterpiece.
Mm, mm.
Really is.
Sure. Going on to your tour as well, you're doing like a little mini tour of the UK, an
Mm.
island possibly, running from the June the 12th to July the 20th.
Yes, so yeah, to you know celebrate the release of the next record, the next you know the album comes out on June 14th, and we're kicking off a UK tour in Liverpool on the 12th of June. We're following through 13th. We're going to be in Birmingham on the 14th. We're going to be in Bristol 15th. We're in London. We go to Sheffield on the 18th and Manchester on the 19th. 20th, we're going to be in Newcastle. And the 22nd of June, we're going to be in Glasgow before finishing up here home in Belfast.
Nice. And Birmingham, you're in my neck of the woods. Would that be a Thursday, that gig, the Flapper?
Ooh, this I need a calendar right in front of me to tell you exactly what day of the week it is.
Yeah,
But yes, it is. Birmingham, I know, is on the 13th, so that
13th,
may or may.
yes. Which will lead nicely to my next question. Do you have a website where people can just like check these dates, on their computer or tablet?
Absolutely. So it's super simple. It's garethdunlop.com and there's links to tickets right there. I think it will take you through to ctickets.com. And yeah, you know, I mean, I'm very privileged to play with, you know, friends who I consider to be, you know, some of the best musicians that I've ever crossed paths with. So, yeah, come on down if you can grab tickets to a show. It's going to be a great night.
Well, I'll try and come to that Birmingham one. I don't think I've got anything on that date, so we'll make an effort to come along and show my support and my thanks. Um, and just a few more to go. As you're evolving as an artist, finding your sound and image, is it can it be vital to get it just right, or do you think everything just falls to place as you follow your musical journey?
You know, it's a great question. I I think certain things fall into place just kind of naturally. I mean, when we were putting this record together, I'd been out on tour an awful lot over the last couple of years. I've been opening up for some great, incredible artists. I managed to do a UK tour with a musical hero of mine, Bonnie Raitt, and then I was out with Lucy Spraggan for a UK tour, and I got the chance to trial these songs out and play them on stage and kind of have them kind of grow and evolve naturally before getting into the studio. So I think that helps. I think getting out on stage kind of just naturally does that, or it shines a light on the direction where you kind of feel you want to go musically.
Mm.
Um, and yeah, I think you know there's nothing like getting into a room, getting into a studio, and just hammering some of this stuff out and going off gut reaction of hey, are we all into this, or hey, do we need to keep searching for the right way to do this? And having people you love and trust around you to do that, I think, for me is essential.
Mm. Just looking at your CV, you've had a movie soundtrack as well. That's under your belt as well. I think the single "Hold On" featured on the Best of Me soundtrack. How was that experience?
Amazing, you know, it was one of those ones that at the time I was writing for a lot of film and a lot of TV shows, and that song was kind of left field. I sat down with a great songwriter out of Colorado. We were both in Nashville at the time. It was late at night. We opened up a beer and just kind of started messing around. There was no guidelines. Nobody was looking for a song like that, but we wrote it over. You know, I think it came together fairly quickly, and yeah, I think by the end of it, we kind of both looked at each other and thought, you know, there might be something here. This feels really, really good. And our publisher at the time, yeah, she found a home for it. She pitched it. She figured that, you know, the this movie's Best of Us, they were looking for some music, and she sent it across, and the stars aligned, and they loved the track. They thought that it was, you know, perfect for that scene. and it was a great, it was a great moment to see it all come together.
Fabulous. And I've got a nice question to finish off the interview. Do you have like any adages or phrases or maxims or mottos, as they say?
Do you know what? One that sticks with me. It's a songwriter specific one, but one that sticks with me is write like nobody is ever going to hear it. And I think when you do that, you go to some very honest places in your songwriting, because you kind of fool yourself into thinking that, well, no one's ever going to hear it, so I can speak pretty freely here. So that's something I always lean on, or at least I kind of keep in the back of my mind when I'm looking at the blank page.
And songwriting, like from the soul, from your heart.
Very much so. Absolutely. Just, yeah, kind of holding up a mirror to yourself, to all the good stuff and all the bad stuff, and kind of, letting the song come out from that place.
That's quality. Well, Gareth Dunlop, thanks for joining me on today and answering my questions. Best of luck with your tour. We'll endeavour to catch you on it in Brum, but go Birmingham, and we'll play your new single now on my show. Would you like to just introduce it on?
Absolutely. This is Gareth Dunlop, and you're about to hear Go Down Swinging.
Nice checking in with you again, and have a great week and weekend.
Nice one, Danny. Cheers.
Nice one.